want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Mind if I come in?
With a career spanning from soap operas to World War II epics and fare fit for everyone from teeny boppers to gearheads, Paul Walker had a short but surprisingly well-rounded career. With piercing blue eyes and early comparisons to Steve McQueen, Walker was a standout star to a market who may not know Bullitt, but certainly know Brian O'Connor. Strap in and take a look at a fast, but maybe not so furious life as we remember Paul Walker. Paul William Walker IV was born September 12, 1973, in Glendale, California. The son of a champion amateur boxer father and a fashion model mother, Walker was moved more towards the path laid about by the family matriarch. Walker took up modeling and performing at age 2, appearing in commercials with connections made by his mother, Cheryl. His interest in being in front of the camera spread into his teens, with an early turn on 2 shows, a pair of episodes of after-school program CBS School Break Special, one even covering the taboo topic of STDs, and the Michael Landon series Highway to Heaven, in addition to one-offs on popular shows Charles in Charge, Who's the Boss, and Touched by an Angel. His biggest TV stints were the series Throb, in which he appeared in the entirety of season 1 before being replaced for the second and final season, and a 7-episode arc on soap opera The Young and the Restless, for which he earned nominations in the Young Artist Awards. Thanks for watching We Remember. If you enjoy our shows, please subscribe to our channel right now, like this video, and click on the bell so you can be notified each time a new video goes up. Now, back to the show. Sporadically in the late 80s and early 90s, he also appeared in a small selection of movies, like 1986's Monsters in the Closet. Walker got his most prominent big screen role the next decade with 1994's cult sci-fi comedy Tammy and the T-Rex, in which he got his teenage brain implanted into a Tyrannosaurus Rex, with a girlfriend played by a then unknown Denise Richards. While Walker's brain was a prominent part of Tammy and the T-Rex, it would practically be removed for his next movie, 1998's Meet the Deedles, in which he played a dim-witted surfer dude, hitting the waves being a real-life hobby of Walker's, alongside Steve Van Wormer. Still, his charisma landed him small roles in fantasy Pleasantville as basketball-playing dreamboat Skip Martin, and teen gridiron hallmark Varsity Blues as sidelined quarterback Lance Harbor. The momentum building led to She's All That, in which Walker played the crucial role of Dean, who initiates the plot by betting Freddie Prinze Jr. he can't get Rachel Lee Cook to ditch the glasses and become prom queen. His next movie, The Skulls, would be his most important to date, as it was his performance as Caleb which attracted enough attention to get him cast in what would become his trademark role. 2001 was the breakout year for Paul Walker, appearing in favorable horror flick Joyride and, most famously, The Fast and the Furious. Based on a Vibe magazine article, The Fast and the Furious saw Walker as Brian O'Connor, an undercover cop tasked with infiltrating a group of street racers while investigating trailer thefts. Walker, who according to producers had an added benefit of resembling Bullitt star Steve McQueen, reportedly edged out the likes of Christian Bale, Mark Wahlberg, and even Eminem. Walker, whose character would actually adopt the nickname Bullitt, could lose himself in the role, as he was known for being an avid racing aficionado. This partly comes through the family genes, as his grandfather raced factory cars in the 60s, but also through sheer practice and drive. Despite having an admitted history collecting traffic tickets, Walker was permitted to do some of his own stunts. He would later participate in the Redline Time Attack auto racing series. It was something of a dream role. Quote, I could play a cop, drive fast cars, make out with a beautiful leading lady, and he'd actually pay me, unquote. The Fast and the Furious was a smash, opening at number 1 and grossing $207 million worldwide, making it one of the highest grossing movies of 2001. Walker also earned one of the few accolades of his career, sharing the MTV Award for Best On-Screen Duo with Vin Diesel, a best friend and his daughter Meadow's godfather. Walker would reprise the role of Brian O'Connor 5 more times in the series: 2003's Too Fast, Too Furious, 2009's Fast and Furious, 2011's Fast 5, 2013's Fast and Furious 6, and 2015's Furious 7. Between the second and third installments, Walker starred in a series of duds: 2003's Timeline, a widely panned sci-fi actioner for Richard Donner, all-star cast Christmas movie and seasonal Lifetime favorite Noelle, and Into the Blue alongside Jessica and Scott Kahn. Although he didn't want the role out of typecasting fears, he found it fit nicely into his oceanographic background. Fascinated by all things underwater, especially sharks, Walker had originally studied marine biology. While his career obviously took a different course, he was later invited to appear on the National Geographic series Expedition Great White, joining a team of researchers who were quite surprised at the actor's extensive knowledge. It's no shock, then, that his favorite superhero was Aquaman. Hey, maybe that's why he turned down Superman Returns? 2006 saw a diverse year for Walker that allowed him to rebound, with a trio of movies that showed off his interest in more challenging roles. February alone saw sled dog survival movie 8 Below, which he landed because director Frank Marshall noticed, quote, "The camera loves him, he's got a presence, and he has charisma on screen," unquote. And Wayne Kramer's Running Scared, which, while not critically favored, showcased an intense side the actor rarely got to develop. There, too, was Flags of Our Fathers, the first in Clint Eastwood's World War II doubleheader, along with Letters from Iwo Jima, which Walker fought to get in. That same year saw The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, although most of the previous cast, including Walker, was still benched. Still, the franchise always loomed, and after a collection of oft-forgotten titles like The Death and Life of Bobby Z, The Lazarus Project, and Takers, Walker again played Brian O'Connor in 2009's Fast and Furious. The series reads almost like a safe space in Paul Walker's filmography and life. It's a place he could go back to buckle up and enjoy the ride. He acknowledged this while shooting his penultimate go, Fast and Furious 6, stating, quote, "People really connect with the whole family dynamic, the loyalty and the bonds, the simple themes," unquote. 2013 was Walker's most prolific year, with 4 movies total. He even dabbled in executive producing on 3. Tragically, one of these would be his first posthumous release. On November 30th, during Thanksgiving break from production on Furious 7, Walker attended a toy drive hosted by his own charity organization, Reach Out Worldwide. Walker and Pro-Am racer Roger Rodas left the event in a limited $450,000 2005 Porsche Carrera GT with Rodas behind the wheel. At a speed between 80 to 93 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone, the car crashed into a concrete post and then a tree. Less than 1 minute later, the vehicle burst into flames. Both Rodas and Walker were pronounced dead at the scene. The actor from combined effects of traumatic and thermal injuries. Paul Walker was 40. As so often occurs in tragedies such as this, blame was assigned by numerous parties. Walker's daughter, then 16, filed a wrongful death suit in 2015 against Porsche. The auto company in turn blamed Walker, citing him as, quote, "a knowledgeable and sophisticated user of the 2005 Carrera GT," unquote, and that, quote, "he chose to conduct himself in a manner so as to expose himself to such perils, dangers, and risks, thus assuming all the risks involved in using the vehicle," unquote. They also claimed that the specific Carrera GT was misused and improperly maintained. Meadow Walker would eventually be awarded $10.1 million from the Rodas estate, citing, quote, partial responsibility, unquote, from the driver. Rodas's widow also filed suit, but this was soon dismissed as Porsche was found to not be at fault. Paul Walker's father settled with Porsche for an undisclosed amount, which he also quietly settled with the Rodas estate over Walker and the driver's shared car collection. On the Hollywood front came the question of what to do with Furious 7. Production was put on hold until the decision could be made on how to finish Walker's parts, with producer Neil Moritz particularly concerned about his family and legacy. Quote, "We want to see what the family wants to do. We want to do what best honors Paul," unquote. It turned out that family would serve a more functional role than expected, with Walker's two younger brothers being recruited to play Brian O'Connor, or a portion of him. To complete the scenes, one brother would perform the movements, while unused Walker footage allowed for the actor's head to be transplanted onto the brother's body. Oscar-winning studio Weta, best known for the Lord of the Rings and the Planet of the Apes series, made necessary lighting modifications, while dialogue was embedded using pre-existing clips. In all, over 300 special effects shots, most with the brothers, some from outtakes, were used. As one VFX supervisor put it, quote, "If you were a fan, you were watching Paul's performance and saying goodbye," unquote. The Visual Effects Society was nominated for their efforts at their annual awards. Furious 7, like Brick Mansions and Ours, set during Hurricane Katrina, just the sort of catastrophe Reach Out Worldwide would lend relief to, would be released posthumously. Paul Walker's legacy, not just as an actor, but as a humanitarian, lives on today. Reach Out Worldwide continues to lend medical assistance and clean up to disasters. Formed in 2010 to aid in the Haiti earthquake, the nonprofit has gone on to assist with the 2013 Philippines typhoon, the 2018 California wildfires, and, most recently, 2021's Hurricane Ida. There, too, is the Paul Walker Foundation, building on his passion for the ocean and its wildlife by providing scholarships and grants to those studying